I wanted to share 6 ways that minimalism can become toxic. I recently came across a viral post about a man who decided to divorce his wife, an influencer with over 400,000 followers on Instagram. He felt that her obsession with aesthetics had taken over their entire lives. This highly curated Instagram feed style is becoming more and more popular, but while it's nice to look at, it's not practical for most people. What good does it do to have a beautiful home if no one gets to live in it or have fun in it? Not everyone wants to have their pantry hyper organized in sexy glass containers with handmade labels. And that should be 100% okay. Unfortunately, we don't see enough of this non aesthetic representation of minimalism. It's hard for me to say this, but there's a dark side to minimalism that most people don't want to acknowledge or talk about. Over the past few years, I've gotten rid of thousands of items on my journey to minimalism. I can honestly say it's been one of the best things I've ever done. It gave me the space and peace of mind to focus on things I enjoy. It also helped me heal and let go of years of physical and emotional clutter I'd been holding on to since childhood. But as much as I love minimalism, I know that when something is taken to an extreme, it can become unhealthy. That's why today I want to share 6 ways that minimalism can become toxic. Be sure to subscribe to our channel for more minimalism and slow living tips. Decluttering basically gave me nightmares. It happened around the time I hid the really sentimental stuff that had been sitting in boxes for years. In my dream, I was in the living room of my old childhood home, and my sick dad was there. Everything looked exactly the same as I remembered it from when I last stepped in the door, except the front door fell off. No matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried to get it back into the door frame and keep it there, it wouldn't stay. Then everything started falling apart in slow motion around me. I would turn to look at my dad, and then my mom came in, and right as our eyes connected, I would wake up. There's a theory in psychology that says humans get to know and understand themselves better by comparing themselves to others. We compare our behaviors, achievements, attitudes, beliefs, and opinions. Everything is fair game. And trust me, minimalists are not immune to the comparisonitis virus either. A while back, I had to delete a few minimalist Instagram and YouTube channels because they made me feel guilty that I still had too much stuff and that my home didn't look a certain way. So if I feel this way, I can only imagine how other people watching these channels feel. Now, I've reached the point where I rarely compare my home to other minimalist homes, but one thing I still tend to feel a little guilty about is not doing as much as other content creators are. Let's talk about the difference between the minimalist aesthetic and the minimalist lifestyle. They can overlap, but they don't have to. Imagine someone living a minimalist lifestyle while still loving bold colors and crazy patterns. It might sound unusual, but it's totally possible, even if you never see it on social media. Not everyone wants their pantry hyper organized in sexy glass containers with handmade labels. Some of us just want to be lazy and put our weird ingredients in random leftover glass jars that don't match. And that should be 100% okay. Unfortunately, we don't see enough of this non-aesthetic representation of minimalism. It's like how I cherish my introversion more with age. Embracing what truly makes you comfortable and happy is what matters most. So let's celebrate all forms of minimalism, whether they fit the Instagram mold or not. Another mistake I often see with minimalism is people trying to take it too far too fast. We live in a culture of instant gratification where everyone wants more, bigger, and better. It's funny, but that same mindset can apply to decluttering and minimalism too. While there are times when it's okay to declutter quickly, sometimes you just need to slow down and take your time. This is especially true for sentimental items because once those items are gone, they're gone forever. It's not like a blender or a pair of shoes that you can just go out and buy again. Even though my experience with decluttering and minimalism was tough, it had a very positive outcome. So remember to take it easy and be kind to yourself during the process. That's why I always caution people to declutter at their own pace and not feel pressured to do too much too fast. Let's talk about something weird. Minimalist gatekeepers. Seriously, they can be so odd. Either people tell me I look poor and should be ashamed to walk around with holes in my shoes, or they say my house is too big to call myself a minimalist and that I should be living in a cardboard box.